Good afternoon, Dylan. It is December 10th, 2014, and as you can tell from the scenery, I'm at a lake. Dylan, in your video, you were talking about how reading helps you ask the questions that you normally don't notice or don't want to ask or don't even think to ask. I was thinking about that for most of the last couple of days, trying to figure out what causes that to happen, and I think I found the answer. Reading and literature are avenues that we can use to, I don't want to say poke fun at or analyze our society, but that's kind of what they do. We use it to transfer ourselves, our questions, our society, our thoughts into a realm where it's easier to process and manage and hold, so we can actually get out of our normal comfortable zone on what we're actually doing. That way we have the ability to read and analyze the situation better, because we're talking about something different now. Whether it's in a fantasy realm or a dystopia realm or a utopia, we've pulled what we want to talk about out and put it in a different environment where it's free and easy to talk about. Once it's in that environment, it's easy to talk about because now we've stripped away anything that makes it too close, too personal, or too sensitive of a topic for us. It's now a topic that applies to other people somewhere else, or applies to a different group of people, or a different organization, or whatever it needs to be. We've now applied it to somebody else somewhere else. That's something you usually can't do when it's just you sitting down talking to people. And other forms of media, art, movies, video games, all of this stuff does the same thing. They push the topics they want to talk about into a different realm so they're easier, more comfortable to talk about, or they can highlight this critical key feature so that you can talk about it. Hey, cool, plane. Having that ability to pull the important questions away from the central theme or away from too personal of a level so that anybody can talk about it anywhere, I think is what helps make literature and art and these other forms of basically entertainment in general so viable. They help us ask those questions that we normally wouldn't ask. And the people that usually involve themselves in a way in that literature or art or entertainment or whatever it is usually are the ones that end up asking those questions. They're the ones that start asking, why is it this or why is it that or what caused this? And they start looking for it in their daily lives. Like, what caused this great evil in the Lord of the Rings? Well, okay, they use the ring as the power, absolute total control. Well, okay, that corrupts. Absolute power corrupts absolutely, or some quote like that. I don't know. I don't remember the quote exactly. However, it is that kind of mentality, that kind of quote, that fear that can be used to drive home a very good, very important point. I don't know how often you read and watch movies or whatever, and I don't know how often you analyze it to extreme detail. But that's basically what every artist is letting the reader do, or the viewer, or their audience do, is analyze whatever topic they want to talk about. Anyway, Dylan, that's all I got time for today. I hope to see you again on Friday.